News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Linda Kenyon in Washington. Still trying to account for everyone after a building collapse in Iowa. CBS's Jim Crisula reports.
Authorities in the Mississippi River town of Davenport, Iowa say at least 5 people are missing following the partial collapse of a 6-story apartment building. 52-year-old Lisa Brooks was rescued after spending more than 24 hours trapped in her apartment.
Pray for my life.
Brooks was rescued just hours after authorities said everyone in the building had been accounted for. The building was under renovation at the time of the collapse.
The family of an 11-year-old boy shot and injured after he called 911 for help in a domestic dispute is now suing the police department for $5 million. Here's CBS's Omar Villafranca.
Mom says that when police showed up, they were trying to kick the door in. She opened the door. She said guns were drawn. The officer yelled for everyone to come out with their hands up. Her ex-boyfriend ran out through the back door, trying to get away. She came out, no problem. She let them know, look, there's kids inside. 911 call said there was kids inside. Well, her 11-year-old son, Darian, comes around the corner with his hands up, and she says nothing in his hands, unarmed. An officer shot him in the chest.
The House is scheduled to vote tonight on raising the debt limit. What happens if Congress fails to act? Simon Rabinovich is at The Economist.
If America doesn't increase its debt limit, the government is not able to raise more funding for all of its very basic obligations, from Social Security payments to paying interest on its debt.
Congress must pass the debt ceiling bill by June 5th or risk default. Relatives of those who died in the crash of a Boeing MAX jet can sue over the terror their loved ones felt in their final moments. Illinois Judge Jorge Alonso ruled Boeing cannot stop relatives of those killed in the 2019 Ethiopian Airlines crash from seeking compensation for the pain and suffering of passengers before the plane hit the ground, rejecting Boeing's attempt to exclude any evidence of pain and suffering that passengers may have experienced before that MAX jet crash. That's CBS's Vicki Barker. A wildfire on Canada's Atlantic coast has damaged about 200 homes and other buildings and prompted mass evacuations. CBS's Matt Piper reports.
Helicopters are trying to douse the flames in Nova Scotia, where wildfires have forced at least 16,000 people to evacuate. And it's prompted air quality alerts along the U.S. East Coast, including for Delaware, Philadelphia, and most of Massachusetts.
A NASA panel formed last year to study UFOs holds its first public hearing today.
A report from NASA is expected this summer. It's the first time the space agency has conducted such a study on a once very secretive subject. The government has debunked UFO theories dating back to the 40s, and NASA still doesn't call them UFOs. But
this is CBS News.
Well, that's today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I want to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.